Okay, this is my newest mission. This is the Russian push on the city of Oster, specifically the bridge that crosses the Oster River, which you see in the upper right here. And in this particular scenario, the Russian forces are pushing forward to capture the bridge and the customs house in the center of the map. And this will allow them to go onto the Kyivs'ke Reservoir, which is lays north of Kiev. Capturing the reservoir, which is considerably large, would force the government of Kiev to give in to the Russian demands to negotiate for the eastern part of the Ukraine. So this is how we envision this happening. If the Ukrainian forces were taken by surprise and only had very light forces here, a very light recon group in this area to begin with, and that is the initial defending forces that the Russian forces will encounter. The Russian forces have to cross this bridge. It's the only way across. If they fail to do that and hold it, then the Ukrainians will bottle them up in the Oster, and then the Russians will be forced to go south along the highway, as we see in our strategic map on the left, upper left. So the job of the Russians is to push forward as fast as possible to get across the river, take the bridge. Once they've taken the bridge, they'll reinforce the west side of the river and then move up to the custom house and try to seize the adjacent crossroads, specifically here in the lower left and then the center left, to prevent additional Ukrainian forces from entering the area and taking control of the bridge. The custom house is, as you can see, quite significant. It is in the middle of the several lakes. And once they capture that particular area, they'll control this whole north and center of the map. If they capture this road to the south here, then they will bottle up the Ukrainian forces in this area as well. And strategically and tactically, these two locations are critical to a successful Russian mission, and that's what we're looking at this point. We have successfully infiltrated the area with a couple of our recon units, but we are on our own right now. Those units are hidden, but they will provide us with the necessary intelligence for the area. As you can see from our initial movement, we're going to bring up a couple of tanks to grease the way, so to speak. And then we'll be bringing up some of the smaller BRDMs to bring in some infantry troops to help hold the bridge until we can reinforce it. This is a 45-minute turn. As typical, a little bit of a traffic jam when you have such narrow roads and forest. As you can see in the west, up here, we have our scouts have found Ukrainian forces are pushing forward, so that's a little bit of concern at this point, but assuming we can move faster, it looks like we're fairly close to capturing the bridge as it is, so I think we're in pretty good shape. Our tank is pushing forward. A four-story structure here. We've taken the bridge. It's pretty cool. looks like the scouts are indicating that the Ukrainian forces are coming up on the two access roads from the west. Other tanks coming across the bridge. You can see we've got quite a stack of vehicles moving up the road. Oh, there's a guy right on the left there. They killed that one guy. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of forces here, at least not yet. Alright, we're going to continue our turn. As you can see, we're continuing to move our forces and consolidate our position on the west side of the river. There are some Ukrainian infantry near the bridge, but we'll eliminate them quickly enough. Forces are taking some hits. Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of guys left in there that are taking, giving us some hits. Took a shot at somebody there. Wow. Alright, we're going to conduct the next turn. We're still continuing to bring our forces forward. Our troops are trying to clean up the remaining forces over here. Still trying to suppress the enemy forces in this area. Probably took care of the last of those guys. Alright, we're moving our troops. We're going to distribute some of them off to the north here to try to cut around and bring an extra, widen our flank on the right. See, the Ukrainian forces are pushing up along the roads. I believe that is the custom house in front of us. We're offloading troops. Looks like there was a vehicle here, an enemy vehicle. And, oh yeah. It's interesting how it doesn't show up sometimes. No, it's not a crew. It's like infantry or recon or something. It does look like there's tank forces moving up on us. So far, the opposition has been relatively light, and we're being able to consolidate our flanks, so we're in pretty good shape. Alright, lost one of our vehicles. Alright, we're taking some hits now. So we have troops in the tree line over there to the north. One of our infantry squads, recon groups coming forward. Alright, taking an air burst. Alright, that convinced them to I want to go some other way. Sounded like something like one of our vehicles. Okay, so we're encountering some resistance now. We're taking a little bit more fire. Not sure what's going on down here. Somebody released smoke. Let's see if we can find out what's happening here. It's probably the Ukrainian forces got a laser warning or something like that. Yeah. So this is the key point right here on our left. That will control the south flank, and then the custom house, or called Lake House here, will be once we gain control of that, then we'll control access from the north and center. So these areas are critical for us to control. As you can see, there are strong forces moving up on us, so we'll just have to See what we can do about keeping them where they are and wiping them out. I just discovered this as I was going over the battlefield. I just thought it was worth showing to you. That's somebody going right to that little vehicle. Oh, it's gonna be a bad day for those guys. Let's see, do they have anybody inside? Yeah, they just got the driver and gunner. It's gonna be bad. Wow. Talk about in the moment. Somebody's gonna be in a moment in a second. Oh my. Okay, here we go. And you'll see it live here. Okay. It looks like there's some EMP or something over there, yeah. Yeah, it looks like there might be one over here. Yeah. I got one of them. We're starting to move our infantry up. Yeah, there's some enemies there. I tried to put enough armored vehicles up here to give them a headache if they came through on this side, but maybe I should push my tank forward a little bit more. I like the way these vehicles open up. It does remind me a little bit like sardines, though. Okay, well, it looks like the enemy has got some infantry on our south here on our left flank as well. So, got a couple of people here. We need to take care of that tank over here. Definitely the enemy is pushing in on us, so we need to reinforce what we have. You can see we've got quite a stack here left to bring up. Okay, so here we go again. We're going to try to consolidate and widen our front on the right front, or right flank, and bring up some, see if we can take out that tank over here. A little hard through all these trees. They're not exactly, they're pretty dense. This is primarily a recon force that we have, so it's not exactly pretty high-powered in that sense. But if they can keep these guys out, then they'll be in pretty good shape. Trying on the far right here, on the right flank, we're trying to bring in and come up on the side of them. There's a tank over there, so... Ooh! Okay, well, we answered that question. Hit something over there. We're going to have to push through to take that point, and as you can see, there is quite a queue of enemy forces coming up, so we've got to do it sooner than later. We may not have enough forces to force this here, which would be unfortunate. Okay, here we go. We've continued to expand our right flank, and we're going to try to encircle the existing enemy there so that we can drive them out and then take control of the custom house or lake house. curious whether this little gambit over here is going to work. We do have to be careful. We don't have a lot of tanks. We only have a few tanks, so... Alright. Let's see what was going on over here. Probably a tank. Okay, they've had enough. Good shot. I don't know what that was. This should pretty much clear the enemy out of this area, I would think. So far, though, we do have the advantage. We are in control of this area. Let's see what this guy... Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He's alive. Okay. Control is a overrated word, perhaps, in this context. We definitely do not have this southern point, though, and to secure this bridge, we really need to take it. So... Alright, we're gonna try to take out that armored personnel carrier over there. Oh, there's a tank too. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Oh, shoot. He's still alive though. Yeah, it looks like that tank got him. Yeah, darn. Yeah, we got the BMP, but lost our tank. Bummer. So that's who got him. Interesting. He popped smoke too. Wow. Ah, there's another vehicle over there. This area is getting pretty hot. Tank over there. Ah, he got that tank. Didn't look like it killed him though. Oh, that did some numbers on him. Move these guys across this opening here, and that would shield them hopefully from anybody over here. Okay, let's try this. Been able to, they're not under fire from over here anymore. So this is a crossroad point. These are points for us. So that's another good one for us. Our guys are moving up as we hoped. Moving up the our personnel carriers, trying to get a better handle on where that tank went. If we can knock that tank out, it would be a good day for us. We can start to suppress some of these infantry forces. Totally a disaster. We're running low on troops, so we definitely have to be careful at this point. But we do need to take that southern road too. I think what we'll do is we'll take these two vehicles that are on our right flank that have poked in through here, and I'll have moved them down and see if we can get a better angle on that house. These guys will continue to move forward this way, and we're going to try to nail that tank wherever that is. We've got to cover that road. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of anti-tank capabilities, and if they bring more tanks in through here, it's going to be a bad day. Okay, we've got quite a few people come through here. Let's see what we can do. We're trying to push back on this left front. Got a lot of activity going on down here. Okay, well, took some hits there. Infantry moving forward. Pretty quiet. It looks like that's where our tank is over there. Alright. I don't really have anything to take that tank out, which is rather unfortunate. Except for this other tank I have. I'm kind of hoarding that tank right now. It's kind of like my only insurance right now.